No, no, fuck this game! Fuck this game! I need to show you guys that on replay. I need to show you guys that on replay. That's the worst they've ever seen. What next episode of Madden is trash, dude? What is happening, guys? It's Spruce Goose here, and welcome to part 4 of Madden is Trash, a series where I basically just complain about how bad Madden is as a football video game. Now, I've defended EA a lot in the past when there are issues in Madden, because I do think that football is by far the most difficult sport to simulate, but at the same time, it's really difficult to see all these issues constantly be in the game, and simultaneously get SpongeBob content as a major update. But anyway, in today's video, I want to show you guys 3 different plays that happened to me over a span of about 5 minutes in a weekend league game I played earlier today, and it was just one of those games where you just say, I guess the Madden gods just don't want me to win today. But as always, guys, if you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what kind of BS you've been dealing with in your Madden games lately. But with that, let's jump over to the gameplay footage. Alright guys, so here's the first play that just really set me off. You can see that it is 4th and 4, and I'm down 7-0, so I need to convert this if I want to stay in the game. And on this play right here, there are 2 routes that I am focusing on. The corner route from the tight end and the hitch route from wide. Those were the 2 routes that I thought would likely come open, and then maybe the in route as well. And let's just go ahead and let this play. And there are 2 insanely frustrating things about this play, and you'll see them in just a sec. So I'm going to pause it right here, okay? And you might be saying, look how open A is. And I don't throw it to A in this play, and that's because there's a glitch in Madden that's been around all year where when a tight end does a corner route to the sideline and he's just sitting there, the moment you start to throw in the ball, the moment you press the pass button, he will take off up the sideline, and it's a free interception for this guy right here. Like, it's not going to throw a bullet pass right here. It's going to throw a bullet pass 10 or 15 yards downfield, regardless of, you know, how long he's been standing there. You can counteract it a little bit by throwing a low ball, but he's still going to route bounce up a minimum of at least like 5 yards, and that's going to be enough time for this defender to come over and make a play on that. So even though A looks open, you have to trust me, he's not open because he's going to route bounce up the field. And if you don't believe me, I actually have a video on this glitch, just on this glitch, and I will link it in the comments below if you want to check it out and see more about this corner route sideline glitch. So I see A, but it's just burned into my muscle memory now. You cannot throw this with the defender right here. So what is the other route that looks pretty open? It's going to be the hitch right here. He's 1 yard short of the first down line, but you throw it to him and you hope that he can at least fall forward for a yard before this defender comes and makes a play. You know, if I get tackled 1 yard short, so be it. At least we gave ourselves a good chance because everything else is kind of looking covered at the moment. So that's what I'm going to throw. I'm going to throw this hitch route, and I want you to watch what happens. I don't understand what is in the game's programming, but basically, my wide receiver, the moment I started to throw the ball, basically, it was like the equivalent of a route bounce. He like route bounced or something back down away from the first down line for no reason at all. And if you look right here, I've started throwing the ball. I've already pressed the pass button. It's already locked in. I guess I could double tap it if I wanted to turn into a pump fake, but it is locked in. It happened the moment I pressed the pass button. He is now taking off back this way for no reason. And I just want to understand, why is that coded into this game? He was standing still. And that really seems to be an issue that you get a lot in this game. Players coming to a stop, and you see them standing still, and you try to throw them, and they start running the very, very moment that you press the pass button. And it doesn't matter if they're staying there for 1 second or 5 seconds. It's like the moment you press the pass button, they're going to run somewhere away from where they were just standing still. And once again right here, it is just like, I just cannot wrap my mind around how this is in the game. And if it wasn't for all the other issues that you have with the receiver standing still, if it wasn't for me knowing that this guy will stand still until you throw the ball, and that I've had other receivers come to a standstill in the middle of the field only to start running again when I throw the ball, and it's an interception because of it. There's clearly something wrong in the coding of the game where you get these really strange interactions once they've completed their routes. So, he did his hitch route, he stood there for a couple seconds, and then the game says, okay, I've completed my route. it says it's now a broken play, and the moment that the ball gets thrown to this receiver, he's going to start running somewhere. And in this case, Rodgers threw it to where he was standing, and for no reason at all, he came back down. And if we catch that, it looks like it's probably a first down, and, I continue on my drive. And instead, we just had a turnover on the game just being glitchy, and that's what's frustrating. If you lose because the other player was better, it's frustrating, but that's fair. If you lose because the game just does really stupid stuff like this, you feel cheated. You feel like the outcome of the game is not under your control. You feel like you're just at the mercy of this poor Madden coding. And so that's why I get so frustrated about it, because the best thing you can have in a video game is for the player to feel like they are in full control of the outcome of their game. Now, obviously, there is some RNG that is going to come into play in Madden with things like whether or not a receiver holds onto the ball and whether a blocker holds his block and all kinds of just little random things. There is RNG involved in the game, but this is not a case of RNG, and lots of the issues in Madden are not RNG issues. They're just straight up glitches that need to be fixed. And it blows my mind that they can hold games at a competitive level for big money when there's just so many random glitches in the game. So this was the one, and I should be playing it for you guys, honestly, instead of just sitting here talking on a paused screen. We'll just let it run all the way through. But again, just you see why, just come open, and for no reason he just runs out of the way. And I'm just like beyond frustrated. I mean, these are weekend league games. These are important. These are sweaty, competitive games. And to lose a possession on something like that was just so insanely frustrating. So yeah, that was the first play that really just got me going. And then there were two more plays that just put me over the edge, and I just had to insta quit. So let's go ahead and look at those right now. All right, guys, so here's the second play that just really pissed me off in this weekend league game. It's actually the very next play after the one we just saw. So it's my opponent's first play of his new drive. And whenever I turn the ball over, I tend to play really aggressive and want to try to quickly get the ball back. It's not a good quality of mine, but that's just the way I play. So I came out in a Mike Blitz 0, and as you can see, it's a very risky coverage. Everyone is just in single coverage. There's lots of ways to beat it. So you could say watch out for, anything like a deep post. If I don't get back with my user, a deep post will beat it. The running back to the flat on this side is wide open because he's manned up against someone on the other side of the field. Slants could work if I'm not shading inside, which I'm not. I'm shading over the top because I don't want to get beat straight over the top. So there are things that should potentially beat this coverage if he makes his right reads. What should not beat this coverage is the tight end going straight over my safety, who is 10 yards off, and I'm shading over the top. But go ahead and watch what happens. When this play happened, I was in disbelief. I tried to figure out what on earth just happened, because this makes no sense to me. This makes no sense to me. Of all the things that could potentially beat me in that coverage, the tight end running clean past my safety was not one of them. And I looked up the stats. My Taylor Mays is 95 speed. His Tony Gonzalez was probably 93 or 94 speed. So it's not like he's just outrunning me. It's, I guess, a glitch. I think he's in gun trips tight end. And I guess if you run any play with a tight end corner route and gun trips tight end and maybe some other trips formations against a safety in man coverage, he will just blow right by. You get that terrible, terrible, terrible animation where the safety just stands there. Watch how the safety plays this. Watch how the safety plays this. He doesn't back off. He is standing flat-footed. So the tight end has released. He is standing flat-footed. The tight end is now 5 yards downfield, and he has turned sideways, but is still flat-footed. And now the tight end is about to blow right by him, and he is just starting to move his feet. And at this point, now it's just over. Now it's just over. The tight end's at full speed. He's taken one step. He had a 10-yard cushion, but he's taken one step. So it's something glitchy, and I know that there's always going to be glitchy routes that beat certain things, but it's just like, come on, like why is this a thing? I know that, for example, if he has tight end apprentice, which he probably does have tight end apprentice on his tight end, if he hot routes a corner route onto his tight end, and it's a very sharp cut that goes towards the sideline, if he beat me to the sideline, one-on-one against a safety, I'd be like, that's fine. I should probably start putting zones out there. But it just kills me. It just eats at me that there is a corner route that just lets him run clean past the safety to get beat over the top when I am playing 10 yards off, shade over the top, against a player who is slower than the guy guarding him. So, I don't know, man. Well, I don't know. What else is there to say? What else is there to say? It just, when this stuff happens, it's just like, okay, well, it is what it is. And I guess it is a good lesson. Now I know in gun trips tight end, or if I'm going against gun trips tight end, I cannot just leave my safety there in single coverage. You just can't, because if someone knows this glitch, it's free touchdowns. So part of being good at Madden, if we're being honest, is knowing all the glitches. I have talked about glitches on this channel and other social media platforms. Part of the game is knowing the glitches. That doesn't make the glitches okay. I feel like that's just us basically doing what we have to do to win, despite EA not fixing their game. I feel like a competent company, as these glitches come out, would have them patched within a couple days or a week. But guess what? I have a feeling that this will be in the game the entire year. I have a feeling this will not ever get patched, because that's just the way these things usually go. It doesn't matter how many people use it or give it attention. I mean, the man switch glitch, guys, I made a TikTok on a man switch glitch. I think the TikTok got like 1.3 million views. It was showing how broken that man switch glitch is, and it's not getting fixed. There's no way it's getting fixed. A pro player ran that in a game for money like a month ago, and it's not fixed. So if they're not going to fix it after pro players are exploiting it in games for thousands of dollars, there's no way they're going to fix something dumb like this. So if nothing else, we can use this as a lesson about corner routes out of gun trips tight end and other gun trips formations. Be careful if you have a safety in single coverage on that tight end, because the tight end will blow right by, and they can pass lead it upfield, and they get free touchdowns from it. But the first play, followed by this play, really had my blood boiling. And then on the third drive, there was one other play that just really pissed me off. So let's go and look at that one right now. All right, guys, and here's the third play from this game that just really put me over the edge. It's actually the second play of my next drive, which means all the plays in this video, all 3 plays happened over a span of just 4 plays. The one play that I'm not showing was an incompletion where my tight end dropped the ball, but he kind of got hit, and so whatever. But in the span of 4 plays, these 3 plays happened, and I was just like, I am just done with Madden right now. So I have the same route combo as the first play, pretty much. But this time we're going to end up rolling to the right. And what's going to happen is the Y is going to get a little bit of space. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw it on the run. I'm going to pass lead him to the right. If you look right here, now I threw it a little bit late. I'll give you that. I threw it a little bit late. If there's something you want to dispute on this video, maybe it's this play. But give me this, guys. Right here, at this point, Amari Cooper is a solid 7 yards in front of that defensive back. He is definitely in front of the defensive back and in great position to catch this ball. I think everyone can agree on that. The defensive back is way further back than Amari Cooper is. That ball is not over Amari Cooper's head by any means. Amari Cooper can catch that ball before that defensive back way back there catches this ball. And if you look what happens, and of course my computer did that again. You might have seen what already happened, so let's watch it back though. I don't know why VLC does that sometimes, but we're going to try and pause it a little bit closer. Amari Cooper turned away from the ball. He was in perfect position. He was coming across the field to catch the ball, because I pass led it to the right, so it made sense for him to come to the right. And now he turns back upfield and lets this happen. And you can see I even pressed A to possession catch. It doesn't matter. He turns upfield and lets the defender, and maybe both players have acrobat light up, but right here, he never even puts his hands up. my receiver never puts his hands up at all. And maybe it's not even that Amari Cooper got sucked into an animation with the acrobat animation, because like he just kept running. He's basically just running. His arms are down. If those defenders weren't there, it's like he just keep running towards the sideline. And it's like, I guess because there was an acrobat in his vicinity, he just didn't even try to catch it. But I was just like, I was in disbelief. I was just like, if you go back and watch this again, there's no way in hell you can tell me that Amari Cooper should not have caught this ball. I don't think there's any way in hell. I think right here, he clearly is going to get the ball. And then we go frame by frame. He turns away from it. Now, it's not like it's over him. Dude. He's just turning out of the way. He's just turning out of the way, because look, by the time they catch it, he's like in their face. He's literally in their face. Like, he's a receiver. He could have kept running, put his hands up, and caught the ball. Instead, he just dummies out and just lets them have another interception. I don't know. Was I throwing into some tight coverage? Yes. It wasn't a wide open throw, but at the very least, put your hands up. Don't just keep your arms down and let the ball fly right by your head and turn away from it. So as you guys can see, I'm still pretty heated about this one. Like I said before, when stuff like this happens, it feels like the outcome of the game is no longer in your control. It feels like there are just forces operating that no matter what you do, the game just wants you to lose. Now, obviously, the game doesn't want you to lose. It's just bad, garbage coding, but it can feel that way when you get several of these things all happening in a row. Like in my case, having 3 of these things in 4 plays, it just feels like the universe is against you. Obviously, in the long run, we'll probably all have half of these go against us, half of us go in our favor. That's just, the way the game works. We're all playing the same game. We'll have BS be for us and against us. But I think we can all agree that it's better if there's just no BS in the game at all. And that's why, once again, it's just so frustrating to see EA putting out content for SpongeBob and stuff like that when the core gameplay needs to be fixed. And the core gameplay is the most important thing to this game. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you in part 4 of Madden is Trash. And like I said before, let me know in the comments below what kind of BS you've been dealing with in Madden. And I've also been thinking about maybe doing one of these videos with clips submitted from viewers, because I know there's a lot of BS out there in Madden beyond just the stuff that I experience in my gameplay. And so I'm kind of wondering, maybe if I get a bunch of clips submitted, like maybe through my Discord server, then I can take all those clips and maybe put them together into an episode of Madden is Trash. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.